Imagine this. You are standing in the middle of the desert. In front of you rise the pyramids of Giza, tearing into the sky. 4,000 years have passed, yet these massive stone walls still defy the world. But the real question is not how tall they are. The real question is, how were they built? Who dragged these millions of stones? Who was the ruler that demanded so much effort just for his tomb? And why, after all this time, do we still not have the full answer to the secrets hidden within the pyramids? Are these monuments silent witnesses of divine mysteries? Or are they the quiet testimony of a civilization's downfall? Where the past comes alive, welcome to FOMO history. Nearly 5,000 years ago, along the fertile banks of the Nile, a great civilization was born. It was not just a land of farmers and kings, but of engineers, priests, and mysterious gods. Here, pharaohs were seen as living gods, and the people obeyed their commands as if they were divine decrees. Their empire lasted for thousands of years, until the Romans consumed it. But in that vast timeline, they left us with riddles that science and history still struggle to solve. Egypt's identity was written in the names of its pharaohs. Khufu, the king who built the Great Pyramid of Giza. To this day, it remains one of the greatest architectural puzzles on Earth. Greek historians painted him as a tyrant, but was that truth or foreign exaggeration? Ramses II, the so-called Ramses the Great. He ruled for 67 years, built colossal temples, and signed the world's first recorded peace treaty. But even his victories raise questions. Were they truly his triumphs, or inflated tales carved into stone to glorify his reign? Hatshepsut, a woman who defied tradition, taking on the role of pharaoh. She even wore a false beard to resemble the god Osiris. Under her, Egypt flourished with wealth and trade. Yet, after her death, her name and images were erased. Why? Was a female ruler so threatening that history itself tried to erase her? And then comes the most famous, yet most fragile king, Tutankhamun. His bones were weak, his legs deformed, and his reign short-lived. He died mysteriously at only 18 or 19. Some believe a leg injury led to infection. Others whisper of palace conspiracies. And one bizarre theory even blames a hippopotamus during a hunt. But his body tells a darker tale. His ribs and heart are missing, his skin charred black, and his burial so unusual that even modern scientists are baffled. And finally, Cleopatra, a queen remembered as one of the most beautiful women in history. But was she truly so? Her coins show sharp, almost plain features. Perhaps her power did not come from beauty, but from politics and mystery. Some tales claim she invented the first vibrator, a hollow gourd filled with buzzing bees. Truth or myth? No one knows. But her real genius was her image. She presented herself as the goddess Isis in public, blending Greek and Egyptian traditions to hold her throne. Her death, too, remains a mystery. Did she truly commit suicide with a serpent's venom? Or was it a Roman assassination hidden under legend? Cleopatra's coin, CGI of her as Isis, Roman scrolls. This was the end of Cleopatra's reign. Egypt was magnificent, but also deeply mysterious. One of the greatest mysteries is the pyramids. To this day, no one can fully explain how the Great Pyramid was built. Were massive ramps used to drag the stones? Or were there secret internal corridors? In 2017, scans revealed a giant hidden void inside the pyramid, perhaps a secret chamber. But what lies within remains unknown. Another great mystery is the Great Sphinx. Traditional history says Pharaoh Khafre built it around 2500 BC. Yet weathering on its body suggests water erosion, which could only have happened thousands of years earlier. If true, the Sphinx could be 9,000 years old, older than Egyptian civilization itself, which begs the question, who carved it? The death of Tutankhamun remains one of history's great mysteries. His body shows signs of brutal injury. His mummification was rushed and flawed, burning his skin black. Some say it was an accident. Others believe it was deliberate, an attempt to make him resemble Osiris, god of resurrection. And the dagger buried with him. It was forged not from earthly iron, but from a meteorite. Another great mystery is Cleopatra's beauty and power. Was she truly the seductress of legend, or was her allure pure propaganda? Roman writers described her as painted and excessive, but that may have been slander. Coins show striking, though not conventional beauty. Yet she wielded power like few others, using religion, spectacle, and politics to become immortal in history. Another great mystery is the lost tomb of Imhotep. Imhotep, the genius who built the first step pyramid. He was so revered that centuries later, Egyptians worshipped him as a god of medicine. Yet, his tomb has never been found. For over 30 years, archaeologists have searched in vain. If it is discovered, it may answer riddles about the very birth of Egyptian science itself. Another great mystery is the collapse of Sahure's pyramid. Recent excavations revealed this 5th dynasty pyramid didn't just crumble, it was destroyed from within. Tomb raiders hacked through its walls in search of treasure, weakening the structure until it collapsed. Some believe the raiders themselves were buried alive under the rubble. Were they victims of their own greed? Or was this Egypt's way of guarding its secrets? The Egyptians were as much scientists as they were worshippers. They developed a pregnancy test by pouring urine on barley and wheat. Astonishingly, it was 70% accurate. They created the world's first toothpaste using ox hooves, eggshells, and myrrh. They even invented sunscreen, blending rice, jasmine, and lupine to protect their skin. Their doctors specialized in eyes, stomachs, teeth, and even proctology. As early as 450 BC, Herodotus wrote, "In Egypt, each disease has its own doctor." And their technology went beyond medicine. How could such a mighty empire collapse? The Old Kingdom fell to drought and famine. Later came invasions, the Hyksos, the Persians, and finally the Romans. Power slowly shifted from pharaohs to priests, until even kings lost control. And when Cleopatra died in 30 BC, Egypt was swallowed by Rome. But was Egypt truly gone? Or does its spirit still live in its sand, its stones, and its unsolved mysteries? Even today, Egypt refuses to stay silent. Every year, the desert yields new surprises. A sunken city emerges from the Nile. Golden-tongued mummies are unearthed. And scanners reveal chambers hidden in pyramids. The sands of Egypt whisper that the past never truly dies. It only waits for us to uncover it. Ancient Egypt was not just a civilization. It was a quest for immortality. They carved eternity into stone. They believed death was not the end, but a doorway. And they left behind mysteries that defy time itself. So the next time you see a pyramid, remember, it is not just stone. It is a tomb of questions. And perhaps the answers still lie buried beneath our feet. Now the question is, what do you think? Was Tutankhamun murdered, or merely unlucky? Is the Sphinx truly older than we believe? And will we ever find Imhotep's lost tomb? Tell us in the comments, which mystery of Egypt haunts you the most? Ancient Egypt was not just about power. It was about mystery, eternity, and humanity's oldest questions. And as long as the pyramids stand, Egypt will never be silent.